What's up, everybody? It's your girl AP from AP Inspired 78, and I wanted to welcome you to my channel. It is Sunday. It is a gorgeous day, and of course I had to jump on here and talk to my peeps. Now, if you are new here, I talk everything motivation, lifestyle, and money. So in this video, we will be talking about sinking funds.
But Adrian, what is a sinking fund?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Stay tuned. Now, a sinking fund is basically setting aside a certain amount of money per paycheck toward a certain goal. Now, of course, everybody's goals are different. Everybody's journey is different. So everyone's sinking funds will look different. But first, you have to determine what sinking funds that you want to set up. What goals do you have? What money do you need to save toward anything that you're trying to accomplish in your life? So I just say throughout the year for whatever goal it is that I'm trying to accomplish. For example, last year I was saving toward my HOA fee. So when that came around for in January, I already had the money. I didn't have to stress about where am I going to get the money from. I don't want you to stress either. So this video, I want you to take notes because sinking funds will change your life. So sinking funds, they help you to prepare for whatever it is that you're trying to pay for in cash. Now, I know a lot of people have issues with credit cards, so this is a way for you to just get away from the credit card life and focus on using cash. Now, you have to determine, first of all, what sinking funds it is that you want to set up. Everybody's lifestyle is different, so you have to determine what is important to you. Like some people, they may want to go on vacation. They need to save for that so that they have a certain amount of money for the vacation. Now, you also have to determine how much you want to save. Now, so let's go with an example of Christmas. If you want to save like $1,200 for Christmas and you save $100 per month, you can save $1,200 for Christmas. So that's basically how sinking funds are set up. You set aside a certain amount of money per paycheck or per month. Now for me, all my sinking funds, because I do have tons of sinking funds, I don't fund all of them all the time. It actually depends on what I have going on in my life and what I need to pay for. So I determine which ones are the most important and which ones I need to fund. Like for example, my home repair envelope. I depleted that recently because I had a lot of different home repairs that I had to take care of. So now I am putting money back into that sinking fund in order to build it back up. Now, there are different types of sinking funds. There are long-term sinking funds and there are sinking funds that have end dates. Now, for an example of that is Christmas. Christmas is a end date sinking fund. It's not an ongoing thing. My car maintenance sinking fund, that is ongoing. So I constantly just put money in that, no set amount of money per paycheck, but just putting money in that and building that up so that if something hits the fan and I need to have a repair done on my vehicle, I am ready to go with cash and I don't have to be stressed out wondering how am I going to pay for it, and I don't have to use a credit card. I can just pay in cash. So you have to determine, first of all, what sinking funds are important in your life, and then how much you're going to fund each sinking fund and how often you're going to put money in that fund. Now, your next question, you may be wondering,
well, Adrian, where do I even start with this?
Start with just something. It doesn't have to be a huge amount of money that you put in your sinking funds, but every little bit helps. So if you want to start with anything, start with $5 or $10 in your sinking funds, okay? Don't let it stress you out that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not saving much, because a little bit can add up over time. So be encouraged over that as you're adding money to your sinking funds. If you have a vacation that's coming up, or you want to save like maybe for the vacation of next year, depending on what you want to do, that gives you more time to save. So you can look at your different pay each month throughout the year to see how much you can put aside toward that sinking fund. So now let's get into the different sinking funds that I have. Now, I have tons of different sinking funds, and they may vary from year to year, but majority of them are basically the same. Like I said earlier, we have long-term sinking funds, and then you have sinking funds that have end dates. So I have have here some of my sinking funds. Now, one that is in date sinking fund, an example of that will be back to school. Now, of course, children go back in like August of September every year. So last year I was able to save $800 toward any school supplies or clothing for my children. So that's an end date. And then once I spend all the money out of the sinking fund, or if I even don't spend all the money and I still have some, it can carry on until the next year. So I use it up in like the August, September date area, and then I move it on to the next year. So that is an end date sinking fund. Now my auto repair, like I mentioned earlier, this is ongoing. I just constantly put, you know, different amount in this every time I get paid because I don't have an extended warranty. And I just feel like it's very important to just be prepared because cars can always go left on you. It can be maintenance. Like I went in the garage one time and my tire was flat and I didn't get stressed out. Of course I had to call AAA. They came on out, but then after that, I was able to, after they put the dummy on the car, I was able to go to the store and buy a new tire. So this is an example of an ongoing sinking fund. Same example here, home repairs. This is ongoing, no end goal, just constantly putting money in here. Medical, this is for my co-pays. Now, of course, I have health insurance. But when you go to the doctor, there's always a copay. So I like to pay in cash. Now, sometimes when you go places, like when I go to the doctor, they just change it over that you can't use cash. So it's like, Adrian, what do you do in those situations when you've saved cash for something, but then they only accept a debit or credit card? What I do is I do pay with my debit card, but then I just go to the bank and take the money out and just deposit it into my account so that my balance, you know, still is the same, because I like to stay on top of my budget. So that is how you do paying for items that don't accept cash, but just use your debit card and then just replenish, you know, put the money into your bank account. Here is a sinking fund for my dog Bella. I don't have pet insurance, and so this is for her grooming, this is for her shots, this is for anything like that. This does not have an end date, and I just put money in it every time that I get paid. It can vary, and it's not like huge amounts. It can vary between $20 and $40, depending on what I have going on in my life. But I do try to contribute a certain amount to, especially like this kind of sinking fund, because, you know, dogs, kids, they always need something. Now, lastly, I have a vacation fund. Now, I'm not using that. I didn't use it last year, and so that money I just put into my savings account because I'm just trying to save toward a certain goal. You can check that out in another video. But I am saving. It does say vacation 2021, but I don't think we're going to go anywhere this year. So I'm going to save for next year, so I can start, you know, booking our hotel and where we're trying to go next year. So that is it's kind of ongoing, in date kind of sinking fund. So this is kind of like in the middle. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you found what I've said valuable and that you can glean from whatever it is that I've said. It would be, you know, I would love for you to take something that I've said and to apply it to your life, because sinking funds, they are a game changer. It just relieves so much stress that you don't have to worry where is the money coming from, because like you already have it, you've already been saving for it. Include your sinking funds in your budget. A small amount, you know, makes a huge difference. This is outside of like I do cash envelopes, so it's outside of your cash envelopes or anything else like that. You have to have some sinking funds because it will make your life so much simpler. So if you haven't already subscribed, I would encourage you to do so. I post videos every Friday and every Sunday. Well, until the next video, get your sinking funds on.